I went and planted corn afterwards, where you were being dragged through the ground. All right, so you're gonna hear a lot of my voice, I suppose, today, maybe more than you want. And Craig's also gonna be jumping in. So what I saw. It's interesting. It's always interesting watching people for the first time. Okay, it's extremely stressful for you. Okay, and that stress leads into the dog as well. So you've got to always take that into consideration, because often when you're training with the people that you always train with, there's no stress. And believe me, it doesn't matter who you are, you have stress. Craig ran a problem with me, with my dog yesterday, and I was stressed, okay? So, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, being in front of thank you for arriving. You can actually go now, because I'm saying
She's the one that knows it all.
Yeah.
She's gonna give Craig the break today, so.
Yeah. Actually, now that she's here, I can just sit down. So, where the hell was I? Thanks, Angie.
Stressed while you was doing your dog.
Stress. Okay, so stress is there, and you know what? I did it yesterday. You stressed? Laugh. Just laugh at yourself. Just stop and go, what an idiot I am. Why? Because it's hard to be stressed when you're laughing. Okay? They also say, one of the things they say is that if you're angry or something's, you're upset about something, smile. Okay? Not if, try and smile. Because if you smile, it's hard to smile and be anything else. Alright? That makes sense? And that actually leads into something else that I'm sure told a number of you, but it's about your brain, okay? The way your brain works. And with dog training, a major part of what I'm more interested in is actually watching the handler, seeing what the handler's doing, okay? Because that's where most of the work actually needs to be done. All right? That's where I need to spend more time with, is what the handler is doing. I could most probably work with a handler without the dog, put the dog with the handler. Say in the imaginary world, I took a handler and trained them. Okay? I trained them without the dog. And then took a dog in with them. Dog with high drive, okay? Could most probably just let them go and they'll find the person. That's how important it is being a handler, in terms of knowing what you're doing and not trying to tell the dog what to do, okay? That puts it in context, how much training you need to train the dog, okay? If you're doing the right stuff, it's going to transfer to the dog, and there's going to be a lot less screw-ups in terms of what you're doing to the dog, okay? Everything you're doing out there affects behavior, okay? And if you've got the wrong behavior, it's going to affect the team as a whole. So what I like to think about is humans can only do one thing at a time. If anyone tells you you can multitask, just laugh, okay? Because you can't multitask. So right now, I'm not thinking about playing the piano, okay? I'm not thinking about, well actually I am, no. You can only do one thing at a time. So, what are the different things that people can do? In terms of sensory abilities.
Hearing, visual.
I could hear, I could visual, what else? Smell. So when you go back to hearing, what does that tie in with?
Environment.
Okay, I don't want to make you suffer too much. Speaking,
Oh.
talking. So if you're talking, you're doing something that's working on your CPU, correct? Everyone know what a CPU is? Hopefully. When you're talking, you're taking up part of your brain. So if you're talking, you're taking away from your visual capabilities, your auditory to a certain degree. All your other senses are affected because you're spending energy, you're concentrating on talking. Whether you like it or not, you do concentrate when you're talking. Otherwise, you'll be like, you know, you have to concentrate. Even if it is, I know everyone thinks I do that all the time anyway, but, so, there's no children in there.
No, you're good.
Shut the fuck up. And you guys know, I've said that before. Just shut the fuck up, okay? Keep quiet. You don't need to talk. The reason why we're talking is because we feel uncomfortable in silence.
Just say something.
Okay?
What about auditory processors?
I don't know, who are they?
They're those of us who, as their minds work, they process auditorily, so they're speaking. Now, I know it confuses the dog.
So we were actually just talking in a sense about what you're saying, okay? That's fine. And what I'd prefer to see, and some of you may have seen it, I think Carl, I can't remember everyone, but I said, what is your dog doing? And I'm asking you to talk about what your dog is doing, okay? Now, if you're watching your dog, and you're watching the behavior of your dog, okay, you are zoned in on that. If you can say, head pop, all right, I see a tail movement to the left, I see a tail movement to the right, okay, changing pace. You're not talking to anyone else, you're talking to yourself. So there's a difference between that and quit messing around, get to work, leave that alone, leave it. That's different, okay? Because what you're doing is you're saying, the behavior my dog's doing is not acceptable. But what I say is, how do you know what your dog's doing? If you knew what your dog was doing there, you would be on the end of the leash. Or you would be the area dog out there. They've got the nose. You don't know what they're doing. When you're telling them to leave it, can you definitively tell me that that's the smell of a deer, or deer poop, or something that's delicious to roll in? Can you definitively tell me that's just deer poop? No, you can't. Guess what? The smell of the person's there as well. Now what have you just done?
Poisoned it.
Poison to you? Yeah. You've just told the dog,